This is what failure looks like. This is what winning looks like.
Today we are in Greece. There is the old Olympic Stadium over there.
We're chatting about Rockefeller's new fund. Well, it's an old fund, but new ventures into cryptocurrencies.
Hey, so let's chat about Bitcoin, okay?
Look at this. It is absolutely crazy. Oh my.
And stay tuned today with your host, Ma. Cool.
Oh yeah, but we're back on the rise. So today we are discussing about Travala and a little bit of Travelblock, because I immediately, when I saw Travala, I was like, hey, I remember that name. That is right. So I used to work with also a cryptocurrency company that wanted to dominate the travel industry, because the travel industry really looks smooth with cryptocurrency, looking on the blockchain. And right now, I was thinking about the past few months, what was impacted the most due to the pandemic? It's the travel industry. Well, now, as everything's ramping back up, airline stocks are going up, everything's kind of reopening, and Travala is booming. So, my name is Michael Cabrera. We are discussing Travala today, why it's booming, and a little bit of Travelblock. So, let's hit it. Let's get it right into it.
Alright, Travala.com. If anybody in the audience wears glasses, let me know. What do you clean your glasses with? I hate how constantly I wipe and I wipe and I wipe and I spray and nothing. It's always dirty. So, I'm excited. Excellent. 4.6 out of 5 via Trustpilot. Book villas and save up to 40%. Get the best prices on 2 million plus hotels and accommodations. So obviously this business was affected by, well, as everybody knows, the pandemic. And what I remember is I actually met the Travala team. I'm not sure if that was the full team or not. I think that was at the Miami Bitcoin conference, although I could be wrong. I know I met their team somewhere, and I looked into a few other travel projects, and it was just, a few minutes that we were discussing with them about the platform, and obviously they were trying to get investors and people who were really excited about that. And okay, even though they were our competition, I realized these guys, if we fail, they're going to go on and they're going to be all right, because they were a little bit heavier invested into it than we were. Obviously, they had more funds, and we were good with the platform, but marketing is a huge aspect. And the reason, I think one of the primary reasons Travelblock failed was definitely the crypto crash. But the second reason, I was in charge of marketing. We had a lot of high influencers on board. Some of these guys, I'm not going to reveal the names, but they were 100 to 200,000 subscribers, which at that time, a few years ago, you barely had anybody who was over that. So you can kind of guess which three channels these were. And these influencers were on board. It was a really expensive deal. They would have gotten, 6 figures, every single one of them. And the agents that were on board for this deal as well. And we also would have had one of them on as an advisor. But the deal kind of fell apart at the very last stage. These types of deals, they take forever. And for some reason, when I wasn't there anymore, I thought when I would leave the project that the deal was 95% done, that 5%, everything's going to be fine. But for some reason, they started arguing and whatever. It didn't work out. So I think that definitely would have gave a huge boost, just because if you have such big names on board, it's not going to save the project from going under, but it would have been a little bit more popular, because nobody really knows what Travelblock is. It's just a failed project at this point. And I apologize to all the investors that probably there's a fair amount watching this video right now. We did collect a few $100,000, but that's not what we were hoping for. We were hoping at the very minimum a few $1 million, which at that time was very, very standard. And most projects were able to collect over $10 million. I had a 5% stake in it. So a 5% stake out of a few $100,000 collected, that's nothing. At the time, I was earning more from video reviews. So even a 5% stake out of $5 million, okay, that's great, but there's other projects that could pay more. I obviously was invested in it a little bit more. I thought, all right, this can go places. It wasn't just the greed. I really did spend a lot of time and love into Travelblock, where unfortunately, this is where it's at. I can't really do anything. I got to log in to the platform and the travelblock.io, the investment website. It used to be beautiful. Everything used to be amazing. See you, goodbye. But once you actually logged into the platform, I don't have access into it anymore. It was very, very similar to how this would look like, except you had, it looked a little bit different. This is similar to Airbnb, I guess, while that was more kind of like Expedia. But now they're working with Expedia, so we're going to chat about that. And the whole premise is, from what I remember, any company that would work with the travel industry, with blockchain, the main money is in hotels, because hotels make a huge profit margin off of the guests. I mean, it depends where you are in the world, but flights, there's not much you can do about that. You can move around the flight numbers a little bit, and maybe right now it's a little weird with flights canceled and stuff like that, but it's only a few percent. Either you go one way or the other. With hotels, it can go 40%, right? So that's a huge, huge difference when you're saving 40% off of your hotel stay, or even 50, 60%, right? With Expedia, you're not going to have that. Why? Because there's third-party systems. With blockchain, you eliminate the third-party systems. Now, I'm not sure where Travala.com is right now. I think their business model did switch up a little bit differently than ours, but like, this is crazy. You fly to London, starting price $19.95. Obviously that's going to be the cheapest deal that you can find. Starting price $20.30. Amsterdam, let's check that out, $40 book villas and save up to 40%. And okay, so they're using the same numbers, so it's very similar probably to what we were doing. And we're already looking at, what was this, Amsterdam? Yeah, let's, as soon as it loads, where it's having a little bit of trouble loading, but that's okay. You could be seeing lower prices. It does take a while to load because it's using, forgot the terms, but it's using the same system that a lot of these travel agencies use. It's usually white labeled and then sent over to Travala or whatever companies. And why is it white labeled? Because they're getting the information, they're getting the hotels, they're getting the whole system, the CRM or whatever, a different company, but they're not having to go through a third party. It's technically theirs. It's connected to another company, but it's technically theirs. That's why you're able to see these rates. Because if you can picture it, there's that company and then there's another company in between. So there's multiple parties. It's like that's where the profits are going. So we can see, a hotel for $138 a night, which for Amsterdam, let me tell you, I was actually in this one. Hotel Amsterdam de Rue de Lou. Yeah, when I went to Amsterdam, $114, and yeah, it was expensive where I had to go. I think at the time I had a price of around $250 per night. Obviously, it depends on season, but that was pretty expensive. So we can see some decent rates. I mean, Amsterdam's a pretty expensive place. So let's just go to Warsaw, Poland. Man, it just feels so weird. Like, I'm happy that these guys were able to do it, but it also saddens me inside. Like, man, we failed. But for every failure, you get something that actually works really nice. So it's taken a while, but I'm not going to give them slack on that. Obviously, they were able to collect some cash. Currently, they're priced at 46.5 cents. They're up 10%. $18 million market cap. Their volume, 1.2 million. And they have a circulation of 38 million AVA out of a total supply of 61.2 million. So we can see it kind of went up a lot. This is the all-time day, but the past 3 months really were like a huge boom because the travel industry is kind of, opening up again. It's only ranked 309, but yeah, so for some reason my video camera keeps disconnecting and my mic keeps popping. So thank you, Apple, because I have to go through adapters. So the adapters, there's got to be an issue through that, but there's no mic or webcam that I can just plug into my MacBook, because MacBook just decided, you know what, let's switch out all the ports. So we're going to see where this is going, but so far there's been a lot of hype. There's been a lot of great news. Oh man, I remember this background, the travel background. We had that for Travelblock. Travala sees 205% jump in booking revenues, travel demand returns, 60% paid with cryptocurrencies. Same thing with Travelblock. The whole idea was, obviously not everybody's going to pay in cryptocurrency, but if you invest and if you're into cryptocurrency, you can use it. You're going to get greater discounts with crypto. But I love the whole idea. So it doesn't matter which company we're talking about. It doesn't matter where it would be another company that is not Travala or Travelblock, and whatever. Maybe it's going to surpass Travala in the future. But the main thing that should matter is that there's a travel platform that you're able to use cryptocurrency. It's based on the blockchain. It's cheaper. It's partnered with Expedia. Those are the things you got to care about. So, high five to Travala for this crypto-friendly travel booking platform. Travala has reported booking growth. Yeah, so despite COVID-19, Overall, our booking revenue for the month of May was $68,000, which is an increase of 205% compared to April. So it's not huge, but you have to remember everything's kind of shut down. So there was weeks where entire airports were shut down. No flights were coming out. Direct traffic from the site mainly grew from the U.S., which was at 541%, Germany 54%, Netherlands 56%, UK 80%, Vietnam 118%, so that's kind of random. Moreover, the total number of room nights booked in May was 541, which is an increase of 45.8% compared to April. And this article is from June, so we've got another update where, they're growing even further. The top countries booked were the U.S., Thailand, Spain, the Netherlands, Australia, Poland, and Vietnam. Awesome. So more than 60% of all bookings were paid with crypto, and they have many, many business partners. As blockchain partners include Binance, Litecoin Foundation, Digibyte, Tron, Huobi, Bitcoin.com. Just because someone's listing a blockchain partner doesn't mean they have to do much with them. But here we see which payment methods they accept, and they accept a lot of cryptocurrencies you're able to buy and sell. They got travel partners. They have a few ones. They have a few which you'd know: Booking.com, Priceline, and the payment methods obviously have credit cards, American Express, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, BCA. You got Tether, Dash, Monero, Binance Coin. You have Nano, DGB. You have Neo. You got some random ones, DAI, KMD, Waves, Cardano, right? So they support a fair amount, including their own, of course. About 21% of all bookings were paid in Bitcoin, followed by its native token, AVA, and 16%. Crypto.com pay 14%. You can use, and PayPal and credit cards accounted for 40%. This one's a recent one, July 6th. Travala.com lets travelers once again book Expedia hotels. So they had a partnership. So Travala.com is backed by Binance, an OTA, an online travel agency. Obviously, the traditional travel agents are kind of dying out where you go in person, right? I actually have one right next to my house, but nobody really uses it. So since they plugged into Expedia's group partner services, they have 700,000 additional listed hotels. Their booking flow isn't built for crypto like ours is, said Travala.com CEO Juan Otero. It was a bit of a nightmare for them to accept Bitcoin payments, but hey, it works. Probably wasn't that bad. Come on. The partnership marks a rare alliance between a crypto-focused firm and its widely known juggernaut competitor. Expedia is the world's second largest OTA. Travala is one of the very few projects in the crypto space that is bridging the gap. Yes, that's true. There's so few cryptocurrency projects that are willing to work with traditional mediums, where in some cases, I get it, it goes against crypto. But in this case, come on, there's a lot of people who don't know about cryptocurrency, but they want to travel for cheaper prices. And Expedia is well, we don't want to miss out on this. This could be the future. Working with Expedia means we can drive traveler loyalty throughout the recovery period. In June, Travala.com's month-over-month booking revenue surged 170% to $184,000. So we were talking about $60,000. Now it's $184,000. So it's growing. It's not a lot, but it's growing. Room night bookings jumped 81%. Additionally, 13% of bookings were paid in Travala's AVA token. Powered by EPS's versatile API, Rapid, more than 700,000 Expedia Group hotels and accommodations are now available via Travala.com. Over 30 forms of cryptocurrency are accepted. Cryptocurrency adoption is on the rise. EPS Rapid is the best API product in the travel industry, and this partnership unlocks greater accommodation choices and availability for our users, including 4- and 5-star hotels and top destinations. And that's actually where the biggest profit margins are, believe it or not, the luxury hotels. So that's that. Oh man, here's Travelblock. The last posts were in 2019, but man, good times. So that's that.
Thanks guys for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share your opinion. It's extremely and incredibly valuable for me, and I reminisce on those days where I used to work with Travelblock. I really did think we were going to go to the moon. I thought at the very least we'd collect a few million, and that would be enough to have everything running smoothly, but unfortunately we launched at the wrong time. The entire crypto market was crashed and too much money was invested, and yeah, most investors pulled out. So it is what it is. You got to try. You're going to have a lot of failures in life. I definitely think the travel industry, out of all the industries, it's certainly not the best with cryptocurrency. Obviously the financial ones work a little bit better, the technology ones work a little bit better, but it's one of the best non-computer, non-tech, non-finance industries that works really, really well with blockchain. Because there's a lot of old stuff in the travel industry. As soon as you upgrade it, it's wow, this works better. It's more convenient for both the consumer and the people who are selling the services and products. So there's also some scams that can be avoided using the blockchain. So That's that. Let's see you guys in the next video.